Howdy, pals. In tonight's programme, in session, we've got Dr. Fibes and his Merry Men, plus the Melvins. On vinyl, Curve, the Moody Boys, the Wedding Present, 2 tracks from the new Babes in Toyland LP, The Fall, Mav Casharel, half Japanese, Mouth Fart, Olive Lawn, The Orchids, MC Busby, Bo Diddley, Admiral Bailey, Gallon Drunk, Chapter House, Fudge Tunnel, Rhythm Damage, Ragga Twins, and Baloo Cantor, amongst others. Outrageous fun for all the Flimme. I think that should be family. After I'd played that previously on a programme, somebody said to me, sounds just like The Doors. And I said, you know, sort of half meaning it, really, but just being controversial in the way that I am, saying, well, The Doors never made a record as good as that. That's Babel on Imaginary Records, and that was Inferno. And now a track from what I think is likely to be one of everybody's, well, you know, one of mine anyway, and perhaps one of yours, favourite LPs of the year. From the Ragga Twins, the LP is called Reggae Owes Me Money, The Homeless Problem.
You will be tell you know what it is. We no business. Who are here with no more? We are lit reality in the bed. You hear? You will be tell you know what it is. We no business who are here with no more. We are live reality in the bed. You hear?
The homeless problem. 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 The homeless problem.
Nowadays, we no business who are here with no more. We are live reality in the bed. You hear?
The homeless problem. 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 The homeless problem.
Must ask John, Mr. Rhythm Walters, to book them for a session. A really excellent LP, as I say, from the Ragga Twins. Some of the tracks have been out previously on singles, but the LP well worth tracking down. On Shut Up and Dance Records, it's called Reggae Owes Me Money, and that was the homeless problem. And I would play you more tracks from that in tomorrow night's programme, but I better warn you now that there is no programme. Well, there is a programme tomorrow night, but it's not me. It's the concert continues through until about 1 o'clock in the morning, so there didn't seem to be a great deal of point in my sitting here until then. And I think, not quite sure how it's going to work out, but it won't be me anyway. This is Earwig and Driving You Mad Slowly.
I
That's Earwig on La Di Da Records from the EP Might, Driving You Mad, Slowly. And I had been planning this weekend to play you tracks from the new Babes in Toyland LP. What I was going to do is play you side 1 tonight and side 2 tomorrow night, but I've had to amend my plans accordingly, as you might imagine, so I'll just play you a couple of tracks tonight. The first of them, the LP incidentally, is called To Mother on Twin Tone Records, and this is Catatonic. It's great stuff. Gigs in June for them. That's Babes in Toyland, of course, from the new LP To Mother. That was called Catatonic. Another track from it later in the programme. I should go to all 4 of these if you can to plan your holidays around it. June the 13th, London Mean Fiddler. The 15th, Leeds Duchess of York. 16th, Birmingham Edwards number 8. And on the 17th, Riverside, Newcastle. And at this very moment, there should be a carload of people driving back from the Snape Maltings, where they've been watching a mate of mine miming to some Bach. And they'll probably like this record a lot. It's from Balukanta. Turn it up very loud. That applies to all of you.
When motema nalingaka ye nasala nini boyebisanga wele 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 mo wele 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 mo wele 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 mo wele 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 mo wele wele malade de jalousie, décidé, tu n'as qu'à choisir. L'amour, ça fait maigrir. Ce qui est, ce qui gagne. L'amour là, c'est pas cadeau. Wele, 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 wo, wele, 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 wo. Wele, wele. Wele, 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 wo, wele, 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 wo.
I bet you're loving every golden moment of this programme. That's Balu Cantor, Diblo Dibala on guitar on that one. The LP is called Balu Cantor as well, if it's called anything. Saxon is the label, and that was called Wele Wele. The first tonight from the Melvins, a repeat of their recent session for us, Way of the World. Those are the Melvins in session, and that's called Way of the World. And to take us up to the news, something from Tamworth, from Rhythm Damage, Malfunction it's called. And when I tell you that the ensemble are called variously Chris Wayne, spelled with a K, Rick Key, spelled R-I-K-K-Q-U-A-Y, with an entirely unnecessary accent over the A, and somebody called John Damage, well, it may lead you to believe that the music isn't any good. You'd be quite wrong.
Damage. Control. Commence operation.
Malfunction.
hellbound. Goodbye tickets for the underground. Bunkers from the warmongers, genocide, hungry tabloid junkies.
Our father, bent on destruction.
Hit that button!
Malfunction. I wish to reactivate the program.
You got it.
Why think about others? Think about ourselves. Killing for pleasure with this high-tech wealth. Stabbing for more. Clutching at the last straw. We become more like the dinosaurs. Extinct. Living on the brink. Holes in the ozone. Computers on the blink.
Our father, bent on destruction.
Hit that button!
Malfunction. Reactivate the program.
You got it.
It's a worldwide scoop, another page to complete. A living room drama, satellite TV. A massive interest, a global unrest. Shared critical, nondescript person. Learn from this lesson. Control the damage and catch another blessing.
Our father, bent on destruction.
Hit that button!
Malfunction.
There seems to be a malfunction.
The sound of young Tamworth, that's rhythm damage and malfunction. After the news, we'll be off to Norwich. Now it's 11:30 on 1FM, and Brian Deacon is in the newsroom.
The introduction of a single European currency moved nearer today during talks between European Community finance ministers. Commission President Jacques Delors said a treaty could be signed by the end of the year, but Britain won't be forced to join in. The Chancellor, Norman Lamont, is cautious.
We've always said that the negotiations were going constructively, and we've always said that we were sure we would reach a positive outcome. Mr. Delors has been constructive, but I think it would be wrong to describe this as a dramatic breakthrough. There is a tremendous amount of work still to be done. We've got to discover precisely what this monetary union actually is, and we're a long way from agreement yet.
America is to send a team of experts to the Soviet Union to look at ways of tackling the country's food shortages. The offer was made during a phone conversation between President Bush and President Gorbachev. The nephew of Senator Edward Kennedy, William Kennedy Smith, has been formally charged with rape and battery by police in Florida. He's denied committing any offence. Sport, Dave McCauley from Belfast has retained his IBF World Flyweight title. With the details of that and today's other sport, here's Charlotte Nichol.
McCauley had to work hard to retain his title against the plucky 5-foot Puerto Rican Feliciano. He suffered a cut and was put on the canvas midway through the fight, but eventually won with a unanimous points decision. It was McCauley's fourth successful defence of the title. In football, Rangers are the Scottish champions after beating Aberdeen 2-0 in a showdown at Ibrox on the final Saturday of the season. In England, Luton escaped relegation from the First Division, beating Derby County 2-0, so Sunderland go down. Oldham are the Second Division champions, Cambridge take the Third Division title, and Darlington the fourth.
Doctor Who fans have paid more than £6,000 each for 2 Daleks. They were auctioned in London because the BBC had run out of space to keep them. 1FM News next at 1 o'clock.
from Norwich, that's Force Majeure, and it's called Alpha Centauri. Can't tell you what label it's on because it's not really on any label at all, but it comes from Kurtzner Enterprises, who don't sound like a lot of fun, but the record, just dandy. And between now and the next news, which is at 1 o'clock, I shall be setting another exciting competition because somebody sent me 6 Ned's Atomic Dustbin videos to give away, and I might as well give them away in that case. I mean, I could sell them, I suppose, but it's better that I give them to you. And also I shall be announcing the names of the winners of our levitation competition, which I was going to do tomorrow night, but as I said earlier on, there is no programme from me tomorrow night because of the concert. This is Fudge Tunnel from the LP Hate Songs in E minor, Boston Baby. From Earache Records, corporate logo, songs you can trust. That's Fudge Tunnel from the LP, forthcoming LP, I think it's fair to describe it as. I Hate Songs in E minor, and that was Boston Baby. And the first coming up now from Dr. Fibes and his pals, variously Keith York drums, Lee Belsham on bass, and Howard King vocals and guitar. Later in the programme, incidentally, in case you were planning to go to bed and switch this programme off and forget all about it until next weekend, well, they do a version of The Doors' L.A. Woman, which I advise you not to miss, but this isn't it. This is Burning Cross. Dr. Phibes and the 3 Tons of Joy. No, actually, Dr. Phibes and the House of Wax Equations, of course. their debut session for the programme, perhaps a little too late, but nice that they're here after all anyway, and that's called Burning Cross, and a letter from them says, please dedicate the session to all the bands we know and love, the Boo Radleys, Shack, Real People, World of Twist, Top, The Last, Sandmen. Tell Pat to get in contact with me as soon as possible. Slum Turkeys, 25th of May, Froth, Good Night, said Florence, Prime Time Preachers, soon have a single in August, they say. The 1,000, Train Set, New Fads, Planet X, wonderful place in town. Anyone else I forgot to mention? And Hugs and Kisses, and a John Barnes rocket free kick in the top corner of an empty, that's a word that I can't bring myself to say on the radio, but blank net. Anyway, Howie and the lads. More from them later in the programme, as I say, including that version of The Doors' LA Woman. The LP by Dr. Fives and the House of Wax Equations, as you must know, is called Whirlpool, as is the LP from Chapter House. Hey, Lordy Mama, that's Chapter House doing it to ya! And it's on Dedicated Records. The LP's called Whirlpool. And that was April. And a letter from Phil Marriott from Falmouth in Cornwall saying, could I please play something by the Cranes on Saturday night if possible? Well, sort of yes and no. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. The main reason being that there is a new record from the Cranes, but I've not had a chance to hear it yet. So if you can contain yourself until next weekend, Phil, I'll play you Lashings. Well, I'm assuming that it's good. No reason to assume that it wouldn't be. I shall play you tracks from it in next weekend's programme. This is Slow Jam, and a track from their Crabapple compact disc, which is which is issued in France, but you can only get the compact disc. I think I'm right in saying this is the compact disc on import from Angers, but the LP doesn't. I mean, the vinyl LP doesn't have this track on it. Does it matter? Who cares? This is called Old Joe.
Said eyes, locked in the smell, works for it, run off and then not for it, fights me fucking shit, from over the mouth, that's Joe. Well, if I'm throwing shit out, come out clean, the only time I fall is over my dick. If I'm throwing shit out, come out clean, but the only time I fall is over my dick, don't I? A good old Joe. I take a roll, Joe. So I will never know, Joe. Free kids, face like a boy. Oh, Joe, what does two in the plants? Standing next to Joe, she looks great, well, he started it off. But you know the rest. I don't know, Joe. I take a roll, Joe. I will never know, Joe. A Joe's face looks like a single one. Close-eyed eyes, up to the smell. Works for in, run off and then but then flies like a ship from over the mile. Let's go. Good old Joe. I take a roll, Joe. So time, Joe. I will never know, Joe. Whoa, Joe. Whoa, Joe. Whoa, Joe. Whoa.
Don't catch me with those false endings, although you very nearly do. Slow Jam from the compact disc Crabapple on Stator record. Well, I don't know how you pronounce it. Stator, French, and that's Old Joe is the title of the track. Now, Silicon Soul. This is a record that I played in the small hours of last Monday morning, and it's a record that I've played several times since, and each time I hear it, it grows more intriguing. Who Needs Sleep Tonight?
wealthy wife, singing a song. Don't try to sleep 'cause it takes too long. Keeping my nuisance free, living a life of insanity. Need sleep tonight. Tell me who needs sleep tonight. What's wrong with the tide? I'm still upright. Who needs sleep tonight? Who needs sleep tonight? Tell me who needs sleep tonight. What's wrong with the tide? I'm still upright. Tell me who needs sleep tonight. Riding my keys down in a building in 3 sheets. Biting my nails quite alright. After all, who needs sleep tonight? Who needs sleep tonight? Tell me who needs sleep tonight. What's wrong with the tide? I'm still upright. Tell me who needs sleep tonight. Oh, tell me who needs sleep tonight. Oh, tell me who needs sleep tonight. Oh, tell me who needs sleep tonight.
Originally from Munich, but that's actually on Sub Up. No, I mean originally from New York, but that's on Sub Up Records from Munich, Silicon Soul, and Who Needs Sleep Tonight. And I think we better get on and draw the names of the winners of our exciting levitation competition. Now, you'll probably forgotten, actually, but I have 4 copies to give away of a strictly limited edition of 1,000 of a single. They're all sealed up, and obviously nobody will open them because it'll destroy the value of them for in 40, 50 years' time when they come to sell them. It's got Nadine on one side and Smile on the other. 4 copies, as I say, and they're not all numbered. And the first of them is number 0007. Very collectible, no question about that at all. And Paula is going to draw out the names of the winners starting now. Convincing Russell in paper bag.
Right, the first winner is SD Monington of Mansfield and Nottinghamshire.
Oh, well, that's quite good.
Shouldn't you say what the answer was?
The answer was France. Because the question was which country came second in this year's Eurovision Song Contest.
Right, and the second winner is Ben Jackson of Northampton. Very nice postcard of Poole Harbour in Dorset.
I think you're rather overdoing the rustling of the
I'm enjoying the rustling.
It sounds like distant, well, actually not that distant, it sounds like gunfire.
The third...
Hold on.
What?
Let's see, let me just make sure I've got these right. The first one out was, which one was it?
The one that wasn't as cool.
SD Mornington. Okay, SD Mornington wins 0007, and the other person wins, who was the other one? Don't see a name. Anyway, the person from Hackleton, Northampton, wins 008. Right, okay, on you go.
I've done some more rustling. I've come up with Rob Crutchley of East Barnet.
Right, amazing.
And that's a postcard of St Mary's Church in Swansea.
I think that's...
I'll try not to get a picture on this time.
I think you're overplaying your hand a bit.
Sorry, the last winner is Andy South of Norwich.
I see, it's like all people, I mean, you know, it's Midlands, I suppose, some of them, but really all in England and all blokes again. It is extraordinary. We must start cheating with these competitions more. Like, anyway, those are the lucky winners of these highly collectible singles, and I'll put them back in the envelope there, and we'll mail them out probably sometime in September or October, if the normal pattern is to be followed. Thank you very much, Paula. And the other day I played you Gallant Drunk's version of the old surfing favourite, Mizzaloo. Well, of course, it's much more than an old surfing favourite, and we tried to find out from the BBC Record Library where it came from originally. And Walters, who went and did the research in a rather grumpy manner, came back and said it was from Turkey originally, but the oldest version that he could find of it was by Nicholas Mathey and his Oriental Orchestra. And we have that for you tonight, dear listener. That's Gallon Drunk and their version of Mizzaloo, which is on the B-side of their current single on Clawfist Records. I had intended to play the A-side in tomorrow night's programme, but as I keep saying, there is no programme tomorrow night, but there will be a couple, hopefully, the weekend after that, so I shall play it for you then. Then before that, and frankly, it's barely recognisable as the same tune, but I assume that it is, Mizzaloo from, had I guessed, the 1940s, early 1940s, I mean mid-1940s, I simply don't know. But Nicholas Mathey and his Oriental Orchestra from the BBC Record Library. High-quality stuff. This is Admiral Bailey. I'm trying to think of a question to set before I give away these Ned's Atomic Dustbin videos. Admiral Bailey on Digital B. This is Anna Sin.
Then me sis, I make fear swell up, so. Just so. Them say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Both woman have a sweetheart and a darling. Them say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Both woman have a sweetheart and a darling. But I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. Them say the one man business that now say nothing. Most woman nowadays want a prince and a king. The bird, he can't fly on one wing. That's why them have to join the two man system. But I'm not sin if a man a dance with your thing. I'm not sin if a man a talk to your thing. I'm not sin if a man a bounce by your thing. I'm not sin if a man a walk with your thing. Bun, bun. Tell them I'm a cousin anymore here. Tell them I give him beer. Bun, bun, bun. Tell them I give him beer. Bun. But some man too jealous, them can't manage it. Even girl try that, she get her face twist. Say back, say thump, a house full of kick. So hey little girl, me say don't distress it. Some say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Most woman have a sweetheart and a darling. Some say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Most woman have a sweetheart and a darling. But I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. Them say the one man business that now say nothing. Most woman nowadays want a prince and a king. Say bird, he can't fly on one wing. That's why them have to join the two man system. So holla out because it a carry swing. Jump around and it a say everything. Holla out and it a carry the swing. Holla out and it a say everything. Just hold up your hand because you know I no sin. Kick out your foot because you know I no sin. Jump around because you know I no sin. Holla out because you know I no sin. Them say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Most woman have a sweetheart and a darling. Them say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Most woman have a sweetheart and a darling. But I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. Them say the one man business that now say nothing. Most woman nowadays want a prince and a king. The bird, he can't fly on one wing. That's why them have to join the two man system. Me say bun, bun. And because man is not here. Say them a give me a bun, bun, bun. Say them a give me a bun. Make up your face cause you take it for fun. Jump around your man can't run you down. Make up your face cause you take it for fun. Jump around your man can't run you down. I no sin if a man a dance with your thing. I no sin if a man a talk to your thing. I no sin if a man a bounce by your thing. I no sin if a man a walk with your thing. Them say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Most woman have a sweetheart and a darling. Them say you're the metal, some say you're the hinting. Most woman have a sweetheart and a darling. But I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. I'm not sin if a two man you're keeping. I'm not sin if you have sweetheart and darling. Them say the one man business.
Tell them, Bailey. That's Admiral Bailey on Digital B Records. And on this programme, as you know, we're sort of fans of the Harriet record label from Cambridge, Massachusetts. And there's a new single that was sent to me this week from Wimp Factor 14, which is not a kind of name that inspires confidence, really, but that's what they're called anyway. And the sleeve of the record, each one's handmade, and is sort of painted with tar. And I was warned that if the record got too hot, the tar would melt, doing considerable damage to those records that were around it. In addition to that, glued to the front of it is a squashed 1 cent coin, or 1 penny coin. So there you are, a little collector's item. I don't know how many. They must have done thousands of them, I suppose. Good luck to them. Wimp Factor 14, therefore, and this is Train Song.
What do trains
Wimp Factor 14 on Harriet Records. Harriet 005, actually, record label based in Cambridge, Massachusetts, 7-inch single, and that was called Train Song. And I thought of a competition, that was that bang in the background, is the one of the 6 videos, the Ned's Atomic Dustbin videos, called Nothing Is Cool, that I have to give away. And let's see what it says inside it. Filmed at Wolverhampton Civic Hall, Cambridge Corn Exchange, Dudley and Walsall, JB's, University, and so on. So various venues in London, the Limelight, Belfast, Coleraine University, and so on. And featuring 13 tracks, all of your favourites here included, no doubt. Let's put it back in the. I'll put it back in the box in just a moment. I don't really need to do that on the air, I think. And the question that you have to answer, and don't forget you write the answer down on a postcard or on the back of an envelope and send it to John Peel, BBC Radio 1 FM, London W1N4DJ. That's John Peel, BBC Radio 1, London W1N4DJ. All you have to do is tell me, what do we say, who were the First Division champions, and I said First Division champions, in Scotland. Who were the First Division champions in Scotland? Put the answer on the postcard or on the back of an envelope, and you could be one of the names drawn out of the hat next weekend to win a Ned's Atomic Dustbin video. Whoopee. These are the Melvins in session, Euthanasia. I know those Melvins are a fun-loving bunch, but I'm not entirely sure that our tape machine is playing that in the way that they'd intended, although possibly with a title like Euthanasia, they may have meant something entirely different. I'll tell you what we'll do while we're sorting that out, is I'll play MC Busby. This is from the compact disc, Words Escape Me. Follow.
She's so exact. There's times I wish she'd always take the lead. Crippled tracks, like triple cracks. A shelf, perhaps, the safety that I need. She keeps it so intact. In fact, she's so exact. There's times I wish she'd always take the lead.
MC Busby, and that's from the compact disc Words Escape Me. Follow. We'll have another go at that Melvins track. Euthanasia, take 2. Those are the Orchids on Sarah Records, a track from the LP Unholy Soul. That's called Women Priests and Addicts. And before that, it was the Melvins and Euthanasia, the band in session tonight. And tomorrow night's sessions, which were to come from Prophecy of Doom and... tell me, I've forgotten who it is. First Offence, there you are. Will be broadcast at some as yet unspecified time in the future because, as I keep emphasising, there is no programme from me tomorrow night because of the concert. And there's a letter, incidentally, with the Orchids record. What does it say? We maintain it's fantastic, says Claire of Sarah Records. Thanks for playing Frank de Salvo. And the track off the Brighter 10. The sleeve looks rather sweet CD size, actually, but I figure you'd rather have vinyl. Indeed, that is the case. I had intended to put a track by Mudhoney into tonight's programme, the main reason being that I saw on 15 to 1 during the week somebody called Daniel wearing a Mudhoney T-shirt, very possibly the first to ever be seen on British television. I forgot to do it, you won't be too surprised to hear, but Daniel, if you're listening, the intent was there, and this is for you.
Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Amen. Amen. For the grace of God, to bless our most holy, bless the good time, and love our presence, now, here, Amen. Amen. For the grace of God, to bless our most holy, bless the good time. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Amen. Amen. For the grace of God, to bless
goodness gracious me. That's the beginning of the next track, as a matter of fact. Cyberactive, and that's from the LP Tenebrae Vision on Wax Tracks, and Acid Cripple was the title of it. Before that, Olive Lawn from their import LP on Nemesis. The LP is called Sap, and that was Roses. I was taken aback as I was reading something here from BBC Radio Guernsey, and not being able to make a great deal of sense of it, but it says, could you make an announcement sometime during your programme this evening, or when you announce the close down, when you're, it's a bit late now, I suppose. It says, when your MF transmitters close down at midnight, the Channel Islands lose Radio 1 altogether, as we don't yet have the stereo mast. So BBC Radio Guernsey and BBC Radio Jersey will be carrying Radio 1 until 4 o'clock. This will obviously enable them to pick up your programme and Neil James. This will only happen on a Sunday for the time being. Well, there you are. I mean, there's some information in that for you. Don't quite understand it, but I'll get somebody to explain it to me in words of one syllable, and doubtless by next weekend I'll have it off word perfect. This is from Bo Diddley. No particular reason for playing it, really, beyond the fact that I felt like singing along with it myself. Put the Shoes on Willie. What a mighty record that is, too. Bo Diddley from the LP Bo Diddley and Company, Put the Shoes on Willie, and it's my original copy of it, which I bought when I was living in America, I think, and it's covered with fingerprints, which must be 25 years old. Those are fingerprints, all that grease all over the surface there. I put on that 25 years ago. It makes you think, doesn't it? My goodness me, well, of course it does. Dr. Phibes, Dreaming Insomnia. Dr. Fibes and the House of Wax Equations in session, and that was Dreaming and Insomnia. And the band currently in the middle of a tour. They'll have played in Glasgow earlier this evening and will play at Edinburgh at the venue tomorrow night. Then on May the 13th, Monday, it's Carlisle Front Page, Reading TU Centre, it looks like, on Wednesday the 15th, Northampton Irish Centre on Thursday the 16th, Wolverhampton Polytechnic Friday the 17th, and Taunton Priory on Saturday the 18th. Then on Monday the 20th, Bradford University, and Tuesday the 21st, Liverpool Polytechnic. Other dates to follow, and if I manage to figure out the tracks on the compact disc of the LP Whirlpool in time, then I shall play you tracks from that in next weekend's programmes and give you the other dates then. Time now, though, for a track from, incidentally, next weekend's sessions come from, on Saturday, Gunshot and Jesus Lizard, and then on Sunday, Inside Out and Cop Shoot Cop. But time for a track from the EP. This is the one with 41 bands and 64 songs on it. Parental advisory sticker reading, "Quit being so damn nosy and let your kids listen to whatever they want." And the one I'm going to play you tonight comes from the gloriously named Mouse Fart, and I can't tell you where they come from because there's no address given, perhaps just as well. On Slap-a-Ham Records, this is called You Know I'm Gonna. I should like to hear more from these Tigers, I must say. That's Mouth Fart, their contribution, 25 seconds of it, to the EP on Slap-a-Ham Records. And this is High Rise to take us to the news. This is High Rise and Ride the Rhythm. It's 1 o'clock on Radio 1 and John Davis is in the newsroom.
The President of the European Commission, Jacques Delors, has suggested a plan to break the deadlock between Britain and the EC over the introduction of a single currency. His proposal, put forward at a meeting of EC finance ministers in Luxembourg, would allow Britain to sign a treaty on economic and monetary union without being forced to adopt the single currency. But the Chancellor Norman Lamont said it would be wrong to describe Mr. Delors' plan as a dramatic breakthrough. Mrs. Thatcher's former press secretary has denied that either he or the former Prime Minister authorised the leaking of a law officer's report during the crisis over the future of the Westland Helicopter Company 5 years ago. 2 cabinet ministers, Michael Heseltine and Leon Britton, resigned over the affair. In his memoirs, being serialised by the Sunday Times, Sir Bernard says he now wishes there had been an inquiry into the incident because of the way it had blackened his character. The Labour Party has decided not to make a formal complaint to the police over a report in the Sun newspaper that contained confidential information from a fraud squad inquiry. The article linked Neil Kinnock with a man being investigated by the police. Unionist leaders in Northern Ireland appear to have softened their attitude in the dispute over where to hold talks with the Irish government on the future of the province. In a statement, they said the problem could be solved if Dublin shows it's willing to withdraw its territorial claim on the north. America is to send a team of experts to the Soviet Union to look at ways of tackling the country's food shortages. The offer was made during a phone conversation between President Bush and President Gorbachev, in which the Soviet leader stressed that he's still committed to democratic reform. Police at Palm Beach in Florida have formally charged the nephew of Senator Edward Kennedy, William Kennedy Smith, with sexual battery, the equivalent of rape. He's been released on $10,000 bail. Sport, the Belfast boxer Dave McCauley has retained his world flyweight title against Pedro Feliciano of Puerto Rico. It was McCauley's 4th successful defense of the title he won in 1989. That's it. Next news on 1FM, 2 o'clock.
Everybody knows the troubles I've seen. The news is all over town. Everybody knows the troubles I have seen. Surviving at the top. They used to say I walked on water. Now they see it was only thin ice. When plans don't work out like they oughta, it's lonely at the top. Everybody knows the trouble I have been. Bad news sure travels fast. Everybody knows the troubles I have seen. Surviving at the top. My bed of roses came filled with thorns. My robe of silk was cotton. Life isn't always as it seems, surviving at the bottom.
That was to be, sorry, I'll start that again. That was to have been part of a pretty little set of tunes, but what with one thing and another, it's the only one out of the set that survived. But I'll do the whole thing again next weekend. That was produced by Mo Tucker, half Japanese, Jad Fair, Don Fleming, Hank Beckmeyer and John Sluggett. and everybody knows. Where are we now? The Wedding Present. This is a track from the forthcoming LP Sea Monsters, Carolyn.
Nakotanga kiplanga
Dali Kimoko and Bongo Wendy on guitar on that. Mav Casharel from his second excellent LP. This one's on Loose Africa Records, L-U-S Africa, all one word. And that was Mai Ya Muungwa. Before that, it was the wedding present from their LP, forthcoming LP, Sea Monsters, and Carolyn. Now, what was I going to tell you? Oh, yes, a lot of people write in over the years, have written in over the years, asking for information about the full lists of their recordings, history of the band, and that kind of stuff. So for all of these people, as I'm sure a lot of you will already have seen it, but in the current issue of NME, there's a full family tree, which really tells you all and more than you could possibly want to know about it, but really a most useful thing, and very well done, and In fact, what I shall do, I think, is get hold of lots of copies of them, and whenever people write in and say, can you tell me a bit about the Fall, I'll just send one of those out. Very good indeed. And also in the current issue of Making Music, in the May issue of Making Music, I don't know if there's been another one since then, issue number 62 anyway, on the front there's Mark E. Smith, and inside, most entertaining interview, typical, the usual kind of stuff, a lot of language, but most entertaining interview with the great man himself. I also read an interview, was it in Vox? I think it might have been, where he said that his favourite song, or the song he regarded as being the best song from the LP Shiftwork, was this one.
With no shape or form, out of the heads on a quitter blow. The shapeless kegs flapping off the storm. Look at what they are, a pack of worms. And it is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. Shell of your cranium, your mystic jumpsuits cannot hide your competitive plagiarism, and it is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. Freddie and the Dreamers, come on up. Hey, you imitators, come on up. Hey, little singer, come on up. Show us your house and show us your cock. The working class has been shafted. So what the fuck you sneering at? Your prerogative in life, it seems. Drilling out some ad man's dream. And it is joy, showland. Joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. California has Disneyland, and Blackpool has farmland, and Flanders had no man's land. But this place, it is showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. And now microcosms come and go, and it's amazing what they show. Your sportsman's tears are Lord on, and it is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. The locusts are all QMM, for it is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It is joy, showland. It's joy.
Dreamy guys. That's the Fall from the LP Shiftwork, Idiot Joy's Showland. And I got a fax last weekend to remind me that Bleach will be playing, supported by Passing Clouds, at Norwich's Waterfront on Monday the 13th of May. That's this coming Monday. And I may well go along to that one myself, actually, because I shall have had an extra night's sleep. Will probably be feeling pretty chipper. This is from the Melvins in session. Theme.
Naval side, naval forces to support the air campaign.
Human tragedy. That was a military target.
Countermeasures.
As are there are military targets there. The American people, by well over 80%, fully understand understand that this is war, and that this was tragic, but to continue this on and through seems to be uncalled for.
Those were the casualties. The 6 wounded and the 2 killed.
Hey, Colachin, what that I want to Jack Scorpio studio, man?
No wonder, man. You know, she said the mad professor long there mix up some music, man. Yo.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of WIE, Captain Randall Rose and the rest crew, I would like to send a very warm welcome to you on board our MC, the Great Business to Miami with one stop bus. It would take us from 25, let's look at the run. For those in emergency, exits which are all clearly marked in red as we point them out to you. There are also those affecting the aircraft or windoways over the wing and to those in the back. There is a life jacket underneath and
Mad Professor on 1FM. That's from the LP Dub Me Crazy, Part 11, no less, on Ariwa Records. Hijack to Jamaica was the title of the track. Before that, it was the Melvins in session with something called simply Theme. And for some reason, the fluff line is going mad. You're never quite sure whether to answer it, to be honest with you. I mean, I used to answer every call that came through. That'll tell you how many there were. But you get so many people phoning up these days and saying, listen, I'm in a band called Loads of Unsightly Spots, and we sent you a tape 10 days ago, and we have yet to receive your detailed analysis of our songwriting and musical ability. You know, what's the matter? Get on and get these things done, Fatso. And got a bit boring answering lots of calls of that type, so I really stopped answering it. But anyway, perhaps there goes all those little lights flashing away. My goodness, how exciting it is. Where are we now? This is Babes in Toyland, another track from the forthcoming LP, To Mother. This one is Mad Pilot. Best group in America. There, I've said it. I know it's a silly thing to say, but I've said it now. Babes in Toyland, and that's Mad Pilot. And that comes from the LP To Mother. How nice it would be if they played at the Reading Festival. I was just talking on the phone to the famous Alison Martin in Manchester and saying that The Fall were going to be playing at Reading this year, which I mentioned in last week's one of last weekend's programmes. And I was telling her something which I wasn't going to tell you, really, but it is quite funny. And because, I mean, it really, it's a story against myself. And a friend of mine was on the phone in some business connection, something to do with Strange Fruit Records, as a matter of fact, on the phone to Marquis Smith a week or so ago, and he said, Marquis Smith said to him, I'd really like to meet John Peel sometime. I've met him 3 times, you know. It makes you realise what an impression you've made. He doesn't even know. This is from Mick Abrahams, and Mick Abrahams used to be in Jethro Tull, and then had a band called Bloodwind Pig, and then went off and did a lot of window cleaning for about 10 years, but he's reappeared in the recent 2 or 3 years, and he's got a new CD called All Said and Done, which is on Elite Records. And I must admit, when it arrived, I thought to myself, well, this isn't, I like Nice Bloke, and this isn't going to be the sort of thing that I like. But this track, I think it's really excellent. Some really nice guitar playing on it. It's a version of that old favourite, Billy the Kid.
Song, Billy the Kid. I'll sing you a story of deeds that he did. We're out in New Mexico a long time ago when a man's best friend was his big 44. When Billy the Kid, he was just a young lad. In all Silver City, he went to the bed. We're out in the West with a gun in his hand. At the age of 12 years, he had killed his first man. Young Mexican maidens, they play guitars and sing about poor Billy, that boy bandit king. Without his young manhood, Reese set in. He had mentioned his pistols for 21 men. One late night, when poor Billy died, he said to his friends, Lord, I'm not satisfied. There's 21 men that I put bullets through, and Sheriff Pat Garrett's gonna make 22. I finished the story, how the kid met his fate. The big moon was shining and the hour was late. Gunned down by Pat Garrett, Silver City's best friend. That's how the kid's life came to reach its sad end.
Mick Abrahams, ex-Jethro Tull and Blodwyn P, and that's called Billy the Kid from a compact disc, all said and done. And I'm glad that he's fit and working again, in the words of the song. That's on Elite Records. Not that he was ever unfit, but it wouldn't, I just wanted to use the song title to show you how damn clever I am. That's called Billy the Kid, and I haven't heard the whole thing, but in fact I've only heard the first 3 tracks, and that is the 3rd track, but neat guitar playing, no question of that. These are the Moody Boys featuring Screamer. Screamer does sound as though he's terrific. I like Screamer a great deal, and indeed the Moody Boys, but it'd be good to get sessions from the Moody Boys featuring Screamer, or get the two of them in separately. But this is What Is Dub, which samples Misty in Roots, a track from my all-time favourite LP. You'll probably spot that.
Use an instrument, go to jail. That's the law.
Now 1990 gone and 91 come. And for me here that you know to be different things of a room. So all about the woman and all of the man, them line up and come. Oh, gone. Loud. People, are you ready? Yeah. Oh, Lord, follow me. They go to 91 backstage. Go. Come again, follow me. People, are you ready? Yeah. Follow me. Come again, come to 91 backstage. Go.
There is a 12-inch, but I've not really heard it properly yet. On Polydor Records, those are the Moody Boys featuring Screamer, and just a little bit sampled from the introduction to that Misty LP, live at the Eurovision, County Eurovision Festival, 1978, was it? I forget which year it was. And that was called 91 Rocksteady. It was the other side that I'd intended to play, actually, which is even better. I think it's called What Is Dub. I'll play it to you now. Screamer, indeed. How does he do that? I shall practice that in my car on the way home. Moody Boys featuring Screamer on Polydor Records, and that's What Is Dub. And this is the last tonight from Dr. Fibes in session, their version of L.A. Woman. Dr. Fibes and the House of Wax Equations, the last from them tonight in session, and that a version, of course, of The Doors' LA Woman. Rather a good one as well, as you will have spotted. And this is the last from the Melvins. This is Leech. Only the very best stuff for you on these programmes. The Melvins in session, the last from them, of course, and that's called Leech. Don't forget, next weekend's sessions on Saturday, Gunshot and Jesus Lizard, and on Sunday, Inside Out and Cop Shoot Cop. I'm going to leave you tonight with Papa Wemba, and this is Lisapo. It's that Bongo Wende on guitar again. Papa Wemba, Viva la Musica, and that's called Lissapo. It's 2 o'clock and Neil James awaits your pleasure, but first, John Davis with the news.
Mrs. Thatcher's former press secretary, Sir Bernard Ingham, has denied that Downing Street was involved in a conspiracy over the leaking of a letter during the Westland crisis 5 years ago. He says neither he nor Mrs. Thatcher knew anything about the leak, which led to 2 cabinet ministers resigning. Sir Bernard says he now wishes there'd been an inquiry into the incident because of the way it blackened his character. The President of the European Commission, Jacques Delors, has come up with a compromise so that European Monetary Union can go ahead without Britain being forced to adopt a single currency. Britain is the only EC member unhappy about currency plans. But the Chancellor, Norman Lamont, says there's a lot of work still to be done on this latest proposal. Neil Kinnock has written to John Major calling on him to dissociate himself from remarks made by the Health Secretary about the British Medical Association. William Walgrave suggested the BMA had formed an alliance with Labour in its criticism of health service reforms. Heavy rain has again hampered relief operations for the survivors of the cyclone in Bangladesh, although large quantities of emergency supplies are now arriving from abroad. The number known to have died now stands at more than 138,000, but it is expected to rise. America is to send a team of experts to the Soviet Union to look at ways of tackling the country's food shortages. The offer was made during a phone conversation between President Bush and President Gorbachev, in which the Soviet leader stressed that he's still committed to democratic reform. Housewife superstar Dame Edna Everage, alias comedian Barry Humphries, has landed one of television's most coveted prizes, the Golden Rose at the Montreux TV Festival. The award was for the London Weekend show, A Night on Mount Etna. Boxing, Dave McCauley from Belfast has successfully defended his IBF World Flyweight title. He beat Pedro Feliciano of Puerto Rico on points, although McCauley was knocked down and cut on the cheek. That's it. Next news on 1FM, 3 o'clock.
1FM.